Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode on J of All Trades. Today, I just finished setting up this wonderful tent for my daughter's birthday party. She turned 5 and we're just so excited about having a bunch of people over. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how easy it is to set up this huge tent, and this is made by YITAHOME. It's a 16-foot by 32-foot heavy-duty party tent, and this tent can accommodate up to 70 people. So let's get started and I'll show you exactly how easy it is to set this tent up. This tent arrived in 3 huge boxes, which is no surprise because of the size of the tent. The first box I opened up had a set of instructions and a manual here, and we definitely needed the instructions to set this thing up. You'll want to start out by laying out everything from the box. Here you're going to notice a bunch of T's and elbows for the frame, and they're all labeled with letters on them, so it makes it a lot easier to follow these instructions. You're also going to get a bag of hardware here, as well as a bunch of bungee ties. I decided to open up a folding table to rest all of these items so it'll be easier for me to lay everything out and see where everything is. The other 2 boxes contained all the parts for all the framing. These are 1.65-inch galvanized steel pipes, and the surface of them have a white powder coating on them, and this is to prevent rust and prolong the life of these pipes. I started assembling the frame first by laying out these pipes in the positions in which they need to be. I laid down 5 pipes and then I laid down 4 T's in between these pipes. I continued doing this until I had 3 full rows in the same pattern. For the middle section, you're going to notice that I'm going to be using a T with a hook in the bottom of it, and this is the only T with this hook, and that's for a tie down, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to use that for later on. Now that you laid out all 3 rows of this framing, we're going to start putting this together, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to just snap these in. All you have to do is just push the button down, slide it in, and the button just pops out in the hole. Now you can continue to join the rest of pieces with the same method by popping them right in place. You're going to repeat these steps for all 3 rows until all 3 rows are completed. Now that we've completed all 3 rows here, we're going to get ready to put some T's at the end of each row. This is how those T's look. My brother came over to give me a helping hand, and that actually helped to speed things up quite a bit. And I definitely recommend having a second person so that it'll make it a lot easier to lift these frames up when you're ready to join these pieces together. Once you have all 3 rows completed here, you're going to want to space them out some more so that you can lay out the cross pipes. These cross sections have 2 pipes, one is long and one is short. You're going to notice that they can only go one way. Once you have them joined together, you're just going to drop them into place, and you're going to keep doing that until you get everything all set up in the middle. Once you have everything in place, you're going to start snapping everything in on one side in the middle. We then started connecting the same pipes to the other row on the opposite end. Then we continued and worked our way to the other side until everything was snapped into place. This is where it really comes in handy to have that second person holding one part of the frame while you're snapping in. And after a few minutes, we were able to assemble the top part of this frame, and it feels really solid. At this point, you want to take the biggest tarp, which goes on the top of this frame, and you're going to roll it out and then pull it over the frame. When you're pulling this tarp, be mindful not to snag it on anything sharp, because that can potentially tear the tarp. Once the tarp is in place, we're going to take out these bungee ties here, and we're going to start working with it to secure the tarp to the frame. You want to start out by securing the tarp to the V-shaped side of the frame, and to do that, there's some holes here in the tarp. You're going to pass the bungee tie through the hole on the tarp and then wrap it around the frame, and there, 1, 2, 3, and that's on there. You're going to rinse and repeat this process until this entire side is secured to the framing. Once again, these bungee ties make it so easy to secure this tarp to the frame, as you can see. Once you're done with the first side, you're going to rinse and repeat on the second side. Now we have both sides of the tarp secured, so this tarp won't fly away. We can already see that this tent is starting to take shape. Now we're ready to put some legs on the tent and raise this roof up. Once you have all the legs laid out near their corresponding positions, you're able to just simply snap them in, and you're going to continue until you have that entire side done. You're going to notice that the wind is trying to lift the tarp away, but because they're secured on those two ends, it's not going anywhere. Now we're going to install the legs on the opposite side of this tent. This particular tent comes with a nice side piece that comes down on each end of the 4 legs, and it has a little clip right here. And on the side of these legs, you're going to notice 3 holes. You'll be able to clip it into any one of those holes to secure this piece, and that'll give it a nice finished look. I must say that that little piece of tarp really does make a huge difference in the way that this tent looks. We're going to repeat this process on the remaining 3 sides of this tent. One of the great things about this particular tent is that it comes with a lower frame, and we're going to be laying out the pipes for this lower frame in their positions, so it'll make it a lot easier for us to connect these pieces. We're now going to lay out the pipes for these 2 ends, and each side consists of 2 long pieces with a short piece in the middle. Here are the T's that we'll connect to the lower frame. We're going to put them in their positions, and then once we get everything in their positions, we'll start snapping it in place. These are the end pieces for each of the 4 corners. Now we'll begin by connecting the center pieces. We'll continue to work our way around this bottom frame until we make a rectangle. Once the entire bottom frame is assembled, we'll be able to snap the legs right into this. Now that the bottom frame is finished, we'll be able to adjust it and slide it into place. Now you can begin to secure the legs into this bottom frame. Each leg has a screw that you will use to secure it straight into the bottom frame. All you have to do is put the leg into the frame and then slide the screw straight over and then secure it with the nut. As you can see, if this is not fully lined up, you'll have to play with the leg a little bit to get it through. There are a couple ways that you can tighten this nut, which is by hand here and by simply just turning it, or you can choose to use a screw gun with the bolt. I found that the screw gun does this a lot faster and it saved me a lot of time. You're going to continue to do this all the way around the tent until you have all the legs secured to the bottom frame. Now we're ready to install the sidewalls. You're going to start this by spreading it out on the outside of the tent. Then you're going to use the bungee ties to secure it to the framing. You'll be able to secure the bottom of this wall by using the set of Velcros all along the wall. There are Velcro straps that allow you to also secure it to the legs as well. Now you're just going to repeat this process for the second wall. This is a feature I really like about this tent. You have two zippers here at this portion of the wall, and you can actually roll it up and secure it at the top so you can have an entrance on the side of the tent. This makes it really easy for your guests to make it in and out of the tent. It really helps when you have a lot of traffic. Now here, you can see that I simply just roll it all the way up, and then you have this clip right here, and you snap it right here, and it just holds this portion of the wall up. Now we're going to finish up securing the rest of this wall. Here's a look at the tent when you have your two walls up. I'm already thinking of all the possibilities with this tent. This tent is perfect for weddings, conferences, camping, barbecues, birthday parties, graduation parties. The list goes on with all the things that you could possibly do with this tent. To set up the back walls, I had to use a ladder to get up to the top, and I simply used the bungee straps here to secure it to the frame. Both of these walls that come with this tent have two zippers, and each side can be opened and then rolled up. and I'll show you exactly how to do that on the next step. First, we're going to set this wall up the same way we did in the back. Once the wall is all set up, I can be able to open these two zippers on each side of this wall, and I'll be able to just roll this up just like we did on the side wall, and we'll be able to secure it with 4 straps at the top. You'll really appreciate how easy it is to just roll this portion of the wall up and strap it in place. It really takes just one person to do this. The next thing we'll do is we'll drive some spikes into these holes at the legs here, and this is to secure the tent into the ground. Personally, I don't think these do much to secure the tent. I strongly recommend getting some weighted sandbags, and that'll do a good job at each corner of this tent. It'll prevent the tent from being shifted by heavy winds or a heavy storm. Even though I'm using these spikes, I'll definitely be getting some sandbags or some water bags to weigh this down. The tent also comes with these straps, which, to be honest with you, absolutely does nothing to hold this down. It also comes with a strap for the framing. I think this does a decent job of stabilizing the frame, because the frame can flex, and what this strap does is it prevents it from flexing too much and keeps it in place. This is the tent after everything is all set up and good to go. All I have to do is get some sandbags to weigh this down, and everything will be just fine for the party. Overall, I think this tent was made well, and it definitely serves its purpose. If you'd like to get this tent, I'll include a link in the description below. You can also find plenty of similar tents on Amazon. You'll be able to set them up by using these instructions that I've given today because they're so similar. I hope this tent has helped you to set up your tent easier, and for those of you who are wondering whether you should get one or not, I hope this has helped you to make that decision. I want to thank you for joining me today. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you can continue to get more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one.